Okay, so my story is it starts in 2016. I was a junior in high school. I was so excited to drive and everything. I wanted, but I was also anxious at the time because that's the year that the colleges look at your grades. And I just remember being so excited and hang out with my friends, after school stuff. I had an off period, I think, one time, and I was just so excited, and I was just so cool. I was like, I think I got this year, right? But until then, a day in September that I will always remember, um, I was in my Spanish class, and I was having, I was talking to my friends. It was a Friday. It was, I was feeling good, and my teacher, he says, "Hey, CJ, you need to go down to the office." And I'm like, "Okay." And it's my uncle, and he comes and picks my brother and I up from school. He's like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" And we're good, and we're kind of like, you know, what's going on? He's like, "Oh, don't worry about it." So he's like, "Are you guys hungry?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're hungry." So we go get some Chick-fil-A. We eat the Chick-fil-A in the car, and we get to my great grandmother's house. And my mom's there, and my dad's mother is there, my grandmother. And my mom tells my brother and I that our father is dead. And from right there, I was shocked, and I started crying. I had to hug my brother. I didn't, I was just, but my mother was crying. Everybody was crying because it was just so unexpected what happened. And so we talked to the people at the cemetery where he died, and he committed suicide, and he did it in front of his brother's grave. And yeah, so it was at this point where I didn't know what to do from then. It was the weekend. I was trying to think of other things, but I couldn't. I always thought about what my father had always told me when I was a kid. And he's like, "CJ, you are the oldest, and you are supposed to take care of everyone when I'm not here, when your mother is not here, or whatever is wrong." And so I start doing that. I start trying to take care of my family right then and there. But I take 2 weeks off from school. And how I grieve is I just played the video games, and people started coming over trying to talk to me. I didn't want to talk about it. I took 2 weeks off. Everybody's like, "CJ, where are you at? What's going on?" And I tell them, my father had died, had committed suicide, and I just, and then, people started talking. People were, there was a whole assembly about it, and people were talking, and it was just kind of like, why are you talking about it? And it had nothing to do with, the school wanted to know, but it was my teacher, who I went to church with. She told my teachers what was going on. But the point of the story is that this was so unexpected that I remembered my father's words and what he was trying to teach me this whole time. And it's to help, be, and it was just to help my sorry um it was to help my um my brothers and sisters. I and support them in every way. um it was just to help them. My brother was in basketball, support him, support my mother. So I started working a job, and I supported my sister. Started to try and pick her up, but I didn't get my license. I didn't get any of that. I was, still being picked up, because it took a toll on me that I couldn't do any of that. And so, what I want you to know from this story is that I am the man I am today because of what happened. I was completely different. I was not this, happy. I was very depressed with myself back in high school. And, when my father died, it kind of helped me understand who I was supposed to be, because I never figured out in high school who I was. And so I hope that you have learned something from this, and I hope that you take this into heart. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you. Yes.